Hi, welcome to another episode of That's the Thing 2 Overture. My brain hitched. It is episode 18 and it is Wednesday, May the 9th. No, May the 10th. My watch is being goofy.
That's okay.
I look at it and it's right now, it's halfway between Monday and Tuesday, and I guess somehow it has decided noon is midnight.
Of course.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like my laptop that just decides to update, and you're like, "Why are you doing this?" And it's just doing it. And then you say
Yep.
like the time, and it's like, "I don't care what time it is. I'm just going."
Yep. Oh. Then it gets into the case where like the update you know is going to crash it and it's
Uh,
not even going to complete the update, and then you'll have to watch as it restores former windows, and you wonder how much time will it go this time before it tries to update.
Yeah. Although the good news is we're less than a month away from Street Fighter 6.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, every day getting a little closer. I'm jonesing.
It is so wild to me how many people want to play DJ.
He's interesting.
I
It's it's
know.
it's that little step back thing he has.
And he has a faint like slash kick. The light one isn't, he pretends to do it but he
Yeah, there's
doesn't.
like a lot of feints in this game. Are we gonna? All right, let's just start talking because I watched like Wooly's footage. I've been watching like Street Fighter 6 footage. I assume you
Yeah,
guys
there's a
have
lot of
been as
footage.
well.
Uh,
A lot of
I
footage.
Unfortunately I've been on vacation the last week or so, so I haven't been able to catch on too much of what's going on with Street Fighter.
Well, it's the videos are there. I like
Yeah.
Wooly's. I think Wooly's are very good because it's just him and Chester, and then they play a match and kind of talk about it, and you're just like, yeah, okay. So you get to see everybody. I made my tier list of characters like that activate my almonds because I saw that Drew did it, and I wanted to be part of the cool kids club.
It is. Okay, so I'm fully aware that I should have realized more people would want to play Manon, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna be special and interesting because no one else is gonna want to play the hot lady
The hot lady grappler with the good buttons,
Yes.
who's also a supermodel.
like Manon is the character. So like on my tier list, I'm like the I feel like she's blatantly top tier. Like my brain is like she's a grappler with long limbs and several like an invincible super, and like her little spin kicks thing goes through projectiles like a geef lariat.
Yeah. Um, Apparently, her, I don't know. Her buttons are oddly stubby for someone who is like as long as she is.
But yeah, I don't know. I just like the idea of like every time you grapple, every time you do your command grab, it does more.
Or your hit grab. That's what's broken to me about it. Is every combo is a guaranteed level up if you want it.
Yeah, you just get it, and then it's like, as I think it was like Wooly and Chester, and then they were saying it's like, yeah, once you get level 4, then you don't need to all your super turns into like, yeah, I have the invincible get out of the corner one, because my throw does like 30%, so I don't need a I don't need an ultra. I just hit you with
Yeah,
it.
and it's oh, I don't. If you're fighting Manon, you have to win round one.
It's one of
You
those
either
where it will only get worse. I feel like that character is the
yeah,
win more.
you have to win round one, or you have to go into round two and she's still at level one.
Maybe 2, because like
Yeah, like you can't give you have to be like, nope, I'll just take this so you don't get the throw.
she needs to be at level 4 or 5 when you're at the last match, and it doesn't matter anyway. Like if you're going into like a full round where she's juiced up, then it's bad news. I will also say that Lily Hawk activates my almonds of like of of bull crap character that's going to be annoying, and my brain's like, I can see it. I can see that like a little hunch in my little noodle is like that character's gonna be aggravating, and that's what I'm drawn to in fighting games is
I
aggravating.
mean, yeah, that's a key part of any fighting game is like tilting your opponent.
Yeah, that's who I play. I play characters that are annoying and
Also,
easy.
also, also, Kevin, you just play knowledge check characters.
That's true. I will play a character that says figure that if you don't know, you cannot. If you don't know what to do here, you will lose every time.
Yeah, and it's not a hard answer to find. You just have to know it.
You gotta know block low with this one move, or it'll hit every single time. Yeah, like it's cool. I think she's gonna be neat. She also has like activation gimmick, and what sold me is that like when she's active storing up her wind power, then it like you can either like keep charging it or just let an attack go. I'm like, oh, I like that kind of stuff. And then you get Condor Spire that's plus on block, and you're like, cool, just keep doing it. But yeah, that's Street Fighter time. Nolan, what have you been up to? Because you haven't.
Oh,
Yeah. So I just because I'm sorry, Street Fighter.
no, it's fine. Like I have the demo thing downloaded. I just haven't gotten to it yet, as well. So I'm like, hey, maybe I'll play that later today. But I'm also really tired from
No, I
being
hear
at
ya.
the beach for a whole week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
don't
was
do
the
it.
beach?
But it's actually pretty good. I think I might. It wasn't too hot,
Mm.
Were you
but
a shoe bee?
oh no, wait, no, I wasn't a shoe bee.
Good.
Also, it's fine because it's not a Southern California beach. It's just East Coast
Yeah, it's
Myrtle
like
Beach.
Myrtle Beach.
Yeah,
Everyone's a shoe bee there.
yeah, really.
It's fine to be a shoe bee
No,
at Myrtle Beach.
yeah, it's their worst. It's not even wearing flip-flops anymore. They're all wearing Crocs to the beach.
But I'm okay with Crocs at the beach because that feels like the one opportunity where like it's appropriate. Like
Oh, here comes Kevin with his Crocs and his tube socks up to his knees.
okay, no, not that. But like if you're using Crocs as a water shoe, then I'm like that feels like what they're designed for.
Yeah.
No, I hate no Crocs in every situation are awful.
Like if
Oh,
you're
no.
if you're
If you're
at like a
wearing
camp
socks.
and you're in like a public shower and you're wearing your Crocs in there, then my brain's like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's safe.
Because that's the whole point. It's like, yeah, there's these ugly rubber shoes, and you're wearing them because they're rubber, and you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna wear them in here. And
You
then
don't want to touch your feet to the dirty ground.
I do not want to have my feet touch the nasty like shower,
See,
public
I
shower.
just feel like the Croc is gonna come with the athlete's foot. Like as soon as you step into the shower, it's just gonna absorb it into the shoe.
Like you're saying, the Croc like eats the athlete's foot and gains its properties, and then is transferring it. So now it's like, oh, now it has the property of like athlete's foot and like the nasty hair drain. It's just like it'll now start
It's
growing.
grimy and athlete's footy.
Did you do any cool stuff at the beach? Did you see like the go-karts?
I don't know. I mean, it was a lot of just hanging out at the beach.
Yeah, exactly. That's free.
Yeah, it's fully free. We did go on like one of those little dolphin watch things.
Yeah, those are fun.
Oh.
They are fun unless you get no dolphins, and then you're like, oh, okay.
That'll happen.
This was something. This was us sitting on a boat for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I remember I did one of those where it was like deep sea fishing, or not even deep sea fishing, but just like ocean fishing, and then didn't catch anything. And I was like, well, that's that.
Yeah, that's that.
You
That
get
was that.
burned?
No. Yeah,
Good job.
I don't. That's kind of what I'm kind of lucky about. Is like I don't really get burnt.
Same.
I do. I gotta wear the sunscreen.
I didn't put any sunscreen on at all, and then I look over to Nikki, and she's putting on like three layers of 100 SPF
Yeah,
sunscreen
Nikki,
to make
I
sure,
feel ya.
and then she still like burns a little bit too.
Yep, that's how it be.
Okay, Nolan, you still need to wear sunscreen. That's how you get skin cancer.
Nah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I like Nolan. I approve.
Hey, okay.
I approve.
You gotta think
Listen,
about 60-year-old Nolan.
nah, all you do is you see
No,
some
like
weird growth, you just cut it off with an X-Acto knife. That's how you solve it.
Exactly. That's the American way.
You just, ugh. I said that and then it made me like cringe.
Let's see. No, I mean a lot of mainly just sitting at the beach. Nikki likes to find like shark's teeth, so it's a lot of that. And then I'm just sitting in a beach chair, relaxing.
Find any
Yeah.
mermaid purses?
Hmm?
Did you find any mermaid purses?
I don't know. I know she found like 70 shark's teeth, so I think she had a good trip at least.
Cool. Get a cool necklace with a shark tooth on it.
Oh yeah. Then we got to drink at the beach, and that's fun until you have to go back to the room, and then it's awful.
No, the whole point is it's like you're becoming old where you're just like, here's my vacation. I'm gonna sit in a chair where it's warm. I'm gonna sit in a chair where it's kind of nice. Like that's my vacation, and I'm not even knocking it. I'm saying that, yeah.
The only thing I actually think we did, we had a bunch of like pina coladas and margaritas, and then we watched the Jackie Chan Shanghai movies, Shanghai Noon, and then Shanghai Nights.
So that's a question of, like, did you just put it on streaming, or was that like one of the DVDs at the where you were staying?
No, we just put it on streaming. I brought like my Fire Stick.
Oh, okay.
But they did have like a little DVD kiosk for us to take stuff from.
Okay. So like, I don't want to do Airbnb for a multitude of reasons, but I do want to have like a curated, like just weird DVD videos that people there. It's like, here's your entertainment.
Yeah, it's always the fun part because it's such a random conglomeration of titles.
Like, it can't be just good things. It has to be like,
it's never good things.
Oh
yeah,
no,
like
listen.
Yeah,
they had the Cocaine Bear right next to Plane.
Like, it has to be
the new movie.
You need like inexplicable movies that are like, I guess I'll watch this. Like to me, National Treasure 2. Not 1, just 2. Because even though I do like National Treasure 2, but that's like a weird movie.
You need the B tier of like the TV movie in the background. Not Shawshank Redemption. That's too good. You need the B tier.
You need Death Race 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you're like, this movie's kind of bad, and I wouldn't watch it normally, but it is here. It is there.
I just need something on in the background.
Yeah, like that's such like it's like a liminal movie. Because with all the like talk of liminal spaces, it's like, okay, this is technically a movie, but I don't know what it's doing. Just let it wash over you.
I've kind of discovered that, which is this is mainly what I've been watching. That also brings it back to the watching Shanghai Nights. I've been watching a bunch of like 2000s Jackie Chan movies.
What?
You know, the ones that kind of blend together.
Yeah, the Rush Hour.
Oh no, not Rush Hour. I'm talking about the Shanghai stuff, Around the World in 80 Days,
Yeah.
the Tuxedo, the Medallion.
God.
I always called the Tuxedo the Accidental Spy.
Yeah.
That 2000s trash.
Yeah, the good stuff.
we're so far, we're like 20 years removed from it that it's weirdly nostalgia.
Some of them are good, some of them are just as bad as I remember.
It's how those people felt in like 70s movies in the 90s. They're like, yo, check this out.
Oh my gosh. That's great. Well, also bringing back to the tuxedo. I've also been rewatching one of my favorite shows that is about to leave HBO, which is Clarence.
Clarence is great.
Yep.
Leaves tomorrow. It's going to be off HBO. I don't know where it's going to be next though.
It'll be on Naruto and Sasuke Watch Cartoon Online Stream whatever.
I will 100% watch it there.
Man, Clarence is it's such a good show.
It's so top tier.
I feel like and I'm gonna say some assumptions, but like our age, our specific kind of like late mid-20s to like mid-30s, you get to have the empathy with every character in that show.
Yep.
Where you're like, man, I feel with those kids, and you're also like, man, I feel with those adults.
Yeah.
Man, Josh sucks, but you know what? I feel bad for him.
That principal guy or whatever, the vice principal, and he's so incompetent, but you're like, oh man, I get it.
Yep. You're real. Oh, I'm just thinking about Chad.
Chad is so good.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Chad rules. He's just because he is an idiot man-child, but you can tell that he's like a genuinely good person, like a genuinely sweet and good person.
He's a great stepdad for Clarence.
What episode is it where like he's asleep on the couch and like he wakes up, he's like, Clarence, where are you? And like he sees Clarence's shadow like waving.
Oh, there he is. Oh, that's the Charlie Brown episode where him and the other guy get left. I picked him up, thank goodness.
The cardboard box.
It's like, oh, there's Clarence. And then Clarence gets home and is like, oh, we'll call next time, I guess. And they get sucked into watching TV, which just definitely happened to me. Arguing with somebody.
I think one of my favorite gags in all of Clarence, like, it's just such a subtle one. It's where Chad is like afraid of the airplane, and they're on the airplane, and then he gets to go to like the cabin. And it goes, you don't need to be afraid, Chad. See, you can get controls. And it just ends with the airplane just immediately nosediving, and the episode ends. They all start to scream, and I'm like, oh, that's so good.
There's the episode that's animated by Batman, Spider-Man crew.
That one's very strong.
There's what was it, the Percy Tales of something.
That is like on my top whatever, where he like,
that's what got me in.
He's imagining like his old little Redwall adventure, and it just keeps cutting back to like what it actually is. And he's just in like a bathtub full of rats. And
rats and bugs and little creatures. Oh,
Percy's such a strong character.
Percy is one of my favorites. Like
there are no stinkers in the background crew.
No, they're all good.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre reference, and it comes out of nowhere, like shot for shot, just like, oh, what the hell?
I've noticed so much about that. And then, okay, so there's also a point where I guess Bilson is in a cast, and Clarence draws a tuxedo on him, and he says, "You look like Jackie Chan."
Good.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, there's so many.
The show knows. The show, like,
they know.
There is such like hyper specific things in that show that I feel like like it's like even in like the first episode where they're talking about and you see them and they make extensive the show of them taking off their shoes and like the Rough Riders and then putting it into like the little
The
cubbies.
cubbies.
And I was
Yeah.
just like, it's like, oh, that's such like a visceral memory.
No, that
Yeah.
that part for me is when they go up into the area you're not supposed to be in because you as a kid would like find those spots and get into the dangerous areas.
Oh
like
yeah, where
I
you
did.
can like escape the netting.
Yeah,
Oh man,
it's just so.
it's so pure. Like there's so
I don't know.
many like oh, it's just I love the characters in that show. I love all of them.
Yeah.
Like is it
What's your favorite background character?
Percy? I like Percy. He's my favorite.
Yeah, it's Mercy.
I like
I'm gonna throw two out here. It's gonna be either Mavis or Gilbin.
Gilbin is very strong. I like
Yeah,
Gilbin. I like
I think Gilman just starts to get too much screen time. If I'm being super nitpicky because I love the show,
Oh no,
then I
no,
would
that's
say-
okay.
He's a definite favorite.
Like he's good, but then they just start doing a little too much with Gilman.
Mavis is the girl that's just going like "Arr!"
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's the
I
one
like
they drew
her.
as like as Ray in their fan art for Ava.
Yeah. No, but I like she just goes, and everyone's like, yeah, no, we understand you completely.
Yeah.
I
We're
like
just so, like,
Chelsea a
open.
lot.
Oh, Chelsea's great.
Yep.
I'm just looking at my list of like background characters because I can't remember all of them.
Oh, the fucking Sumo as in Mad Max.
Sumo is my like of the main three. Sumo,
Oh,
like of the
yeah.
main kids, Sumo's my favorite by far.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Sumo has the best like individual episodes.
He has the best. I think because he has like such an arc to him. Like the other, I feel like the other character, like Clarence, kind of just stays the same, which is fine.
Man.
Jeff stays the same, but we discover more about Jeff
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
like
yeah, he's fleshed out.
reinterprets him, and I think that's great. But like Sumo actively changes and evolves as the show goes on. I do like that Jeff is cursed with mediocrity as he is
Yes.
discovering that like being able to like read at like in the third grade or whatever does not make you smart, even though you thought it did. I'm like, oh, I can feel that. Where you're like, yeah, I got like an A in third grade because I read the book. I'm a genius, and then it's like, no, you're not.
I know
Oh.
it's for me. It's like I knew kids like that, and I'm like, yeah, that's
I
how they
was
are.
a kid like that.
But then like I'm also friends with them, and you just ignore that because it's like, yeah, you're my friend though. We hang out.
Yeah, grades don't matter.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I love what's the teacher's name? I forgot.
Miss
her name.
Baker.
Miss Baker.
Oh,
Miss-
the episode where they go to the grill, and Clarence is having like a freak out moment. It's like, wait a second, this isn't school.
Yeah, it's like the first time you see your teacher outside of a classroom and your just brain can't fathom it.
Oh,
I remember it was seeing a teacher in like the grocery store, and they said hello, and then my mom said hello, and I was like having a miniature panic attack.
huh? Hey, there's.
Oh,
Sorry. This is also something that I really like about the show. None of it feels very like organic. None of it feels like two cartoon characters talking to each other. It
Yes.
feels like real people
Yes.
talking.
Yes.
It does feel very like this is what kids actually deal with.
Yeah. Oh, Miss Baker going on a date.
Miss Baker's relationship problems are like incredible.
Oh,
She's probably my favorite background character.
It's a valid one. Like, oh man. I'm also looking. I kind of like Camden just because I can do that voice.
oh my gosh, I love.
Yeah, and I just
No,
see
yeah.
like, yeah. There's this Brady who's just Charlie Brown.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh no. And they did a what was it? Was it Leaving Las Vegas reference in that into that episode? Well, there's a bunch. They put so much into
Yeah, there's a lot.
that
I think
show.
every episode is pretty good. And I also special thing is whenever Balance shows up is
Yeah.
incredible.
Ugh.
Oh, the Dino Damage toys in the first episode or the pilot or whenever it was.
Oh yeah.
They're just too. They're just too literally pulling from real life.
A fucking Wrath Hover Ginsburg.
Yep. It's like what Clarence does is it's member berries, but instead of saying like remember this TV show or something, it's like remember this hyper specific thing you did in elementary school. And
Yeah,
then you're like,
remember
yes,
this?
I do.
Remember this specific Resident Evil 4 poster that's just in the background somewhere? And they don't ever bring it up. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's just there.
It's just there. So, along with Lara Croft.
Remember having like the redistricting happening and then your friend had to go to a different
yeah.
school, but then you still
Yep.
like kept in contact out of like class or whatever, and then you discovered and maybe at a later time that their school they went to was better. Oh man. Yeah, Clarence is great. A
Yeah,
plus.
Clarence
show.
Allstar. Yeah, it still sucks that like HBO is taking all their good shit off.
Well, listen, they have to make room for such hits. There's like apparently the Perry Mason show that I need to watch on HBO.
Yeah,
as a patented Perry Mason fan.
Like whenever it got merged with Warner Discovery, we all know Discovery used to be a good channel, and then what happened to it?
Yeah.
It turns out that's just a tumor, and it can latch onto anything at any time.
Well, it's the tumor of like the zero effort reality TV show, because that'll get your money. Did we talk about like the writer strike and everything last time? I can't remember.
No, we have not.
Yeah, like
No,
how
we
like
have
the
not.
writer strike's going on. And it's kind of like, okay, yeah, do it. And then you see like the corporation, the crap, where Disney's putting out like a tweet like, I guess the Blade movie's getting delayed, Marvel fans, because the writer
Oh
strike.
no. Oh, that's awful.
If only there were 2 good Blade movies we could already watch, and one that's going to be maybe a little worse than what Marvel will put out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. Okay, so what 2 are you saying? What are the good ones and what's the bad one of Blade?
Blade 1 and 2 and 3 is bad.
Oh no, let's it's Blade 2 and then Blade 1.
I mean, yeah, but I just mean, but Blade 1 and
Yeah,
Blade
but
2 are
both
the
of them-
good ones.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think Blade 1 is better than Blade 2.
Oh, I'm gonna fight you on that one.
I
No.
think Blade 1 is better than Blade 2. Blade 2 is still good. Now keep in mind, I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying.
Here's what I'm saying. I think Blade 2 is better. I remember almost everything from Blade 2. I don't remember anything from Blade 1 except for the final fight, the blood shower dance room, and him getting shot by the cops and going, motherfucker.
Yeah. You roboted out a little
No.
bit.
There's one more thing you remember, Nolan. You know the line.
Oh, yeah. No, that's wrapped in with the final fight.
Yeah, that's part of the final
Oh,
fight.
okay.
Because sometimes some motherfuckers try to ice skate uphill.
I feel like that stands out as its own thing.
That's,
So when I think of the final
You know what?
fight, I
Yeah.
think of that last kick he does, like right into the guy's forehead.
Oh, yeah.
It's great.
Oh,
Blade 3 is not very good.
you know, we at this podcast do stand for the writers and think hope they get everything in the writers' strike.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, they have to
Yep.
do it now. I feel like they got to do it now before the robots get too good, or not even too good, but just good enough at making slop.
The lesser masters are like, this is fine.
Yeah, like it doesn't. Yeah, because it doesn't have
Honestly,
to be good.
that's AI's there already.
It's just if it's slop enough and you're like slopping it out, and then there can be like yum yum in my tum tum.
Content. More
Piggy
content for
want more
watching.
content. Yum yum. I do not want just more content.
Nope. I hate content.
Did you see any of the Unicorn Warriors Eternal?
No,
I
I
watched
haven't.
the
It's on
first
my
episode.
list.
I watched also the first episode, and I think it's okay.
I have a real problem with, like, that's the one I want to watch, but then there's also, like, the Unicorn Wars or something.
No, that's the. Is there another show? It's just Unicorn.
That's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that's
there's
like fantasy
another.
teddy bears versus unicorns in war.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I don't
yeah,
know that one.
yeah, and, like, I have a hard problem of keeping their names straight and which one is the one I wanted to watch and which one's the one that is just a little too France for me.
Yeah, like Unicorn Warriors Eternal, Gindy's new show. Like I feel it's weird because I don't think
It's not as good as Primal.
well, no, I don't think it's good as Samurai Jack. Like it may be his worst thing I've seen, but it's still like
Have you seen
competent.
Hotel Transylvania?
Yeah.
Okay, not that one. But like
Have you seen Hotel Transylvania 2?
I have not seen the Hotel Transylvanias. So, but I'm gonna say the worst thing I've seen. It's still good, but there's like I get it, and it's apparently it's all gonna be like in kind of like steampunk London, that kind
Yeah.
of deal. And I feel like that's the most boring setting because like in the intro we get to see like the other lives and one of
I
them.
want to see the Viking one.
Yeah, there's like the Viking one, there's the cowboy one, there's like I think like the Chinese one, and it's like I
There's
would
a like a medieval one as well.
yeah, like it's and then I'm like those are more interesting than like steampunk London. Even though I get it. I get why you're doing steampunk London,
Yeah.
but it's just kind of eh. And also even though it's apparently like Adult Swim, I feel like there's nothing explicitly adult of that show. And if like nothing that like a kid couldn't watch and be like
I think Jindy just developed a relationship with them through Primal. It understands
and Samurai Jack and stuff.
yeah, and just knows they're gonna work with him better than what Cartoon Network will. And also actually probably give him a show whereas Cartoon Network won't.
Yeah. Like I get felt like why it's on Adult Swim, but
Yeah.
when I look at it, I'm like this would work in the 2000s. This would just be on Cartoon Fridays. This is not like when I think of the Venture Brothers, that is an adult show. Not because of like the sex stuff, but because of like how the characters react, and the problems they have. Like I don't think it's not going to resonate as hard. Whereas this one, I'm like, yeah, it's like the Magic Crew, and they're fighting like monsters through time, and there is going to be some like I guess like conflict where like the girl kind of has her past life memories, but her current one is a bit stronger than it usually is. So there's some conflict there. But I don't see it as like Rusty Venture being sad and depressed because he's a failure. I'm like, that's adult.
I'll have to see what they do in the next couple episodes, but
Yeah.
I agree. I completely agree with you.
I also think like the art style is weird because I think I appreciate it more than I like it. It's like you're doing this kind of it's like Gendy Tarakovsky mixed with like Tezuka mixed with like Betty Boop kind of look and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get like my brain is like I completely see what you're doing here and I think it's cool, but also part of me is like there's like a disconnect here where my brain doesn't kind of like it. I think part of it is like whenever I think of like the Tezuka like the old. It's like I guess Cuphead was the most where it's like here's the old cartoon that looks like an
Yeah.
old cartoon. I'm like I like it because of what like I'm impressed with it, but I don't think it's I didn't watch the Cuphead cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never played Cuphead. I like how it looks, but I'm just not interested in it.
That's fair.
I don't think it actually is, but my brain just says too much of like, oh, this is just going to turn into internet humor and it's going to be bad.
Well, I think it's kind of like there's time periods of stuff where it's just like I don't think we can make a Looney Tunes that is like the 1930s and 40s and 50s Looney Tunes because we're not in that era anymore. I did like the Looney Tunes show. I thought that show was pretty good. But that was also like what it would be in modern day. Like I don't think we could do that classic style, or at least like you need someone probably can.
Yeah,
But
like you just need a talented person actually running it. Like I definitely didn't watch Wabbit because what I saw of that, it was just ass. But then I didn't actually watch any of the HBO Looney Tunes series. And I hear good things, but they just seem a little too Tex Avery for me, and I'm more of a Chuck Jones.
I am also more of a Chuck Jones guy.
Is it more like the new Mickey Mouse show that they had?
Now that to me is the proof that we could still get new
Yeah.
Looney
Okay.
Tunes in the classic vein.
Yeah, I like how the new Mickey Mouse show looks and performs and the jokes in it.
I love that.
I did not like the DuckTales reboot.
Same.
Even though like I get it, but it like bounced off me completely. There's some of those that just like they don't hit anything.
Now listen, I'll take new DuckTales over Quack Attack or Quack Pack or whatever it was
But
called.
that's not even fair.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like in terms of like rebooting and remaking that premise, like I don't have a problem with new DuckTales other than it's just not for me. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not for me.
I agree.
It's still quality. It's yeah.
However, I will say that Quack Pack, besides not being good, was vastly overshadowed by Goof Troop, which I think was good. I liked Goof Troop.
Goof Troop is the reason Quack Pack got made. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, because Goof Troop was good, and they're like, all right, what else can we do? We have Donald Duck. How about and he has some nephews. Let's do that again.
But now they're older.
And we don't even need to talk about Goofy Movie, which is
Oh,
incredible.
Right. Yeah.
Shockingly
What about
incredible.
Goofy Movie 2?
Shockingly not incredible.
Do you mean the extremely goofy movie?
Mm-hmm.
I just like the screen caps of that one guy's face. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I think he makes very good reaction images, but that's all that movie gets. But yeah, that first Goofy movie is incredible. Incredible.
Kills.
The perfect cast.
It's so touching. And that's what I like about it.
Yep.
It does the good old like contrast because you have like Goofy his name is Goofy. And he's a walking slapstick mess. But then when he gets like emotional, it hits like 1,000 times harder. He wants his son to like him. He loves his son so much.
Max, we gotta take you on a fishing trip because you might go to jail for doing like a end of year's prank.
Yeah, like this may be the start of a criminal career.
Here.
but also he wants him to like recreate his own like self. It's like such
Yeah,
like a
he
layered thing.
Yep, he needs to let his son grow up.
But he's also afraid that his son is growing up to be not
Baby.
like him. Where but then like Max is a terrifying. Oh, it's so good. It's so
Mhm.
good. I watched the Eye Patch Wolf video about the game Fear and Hunger.
Yeah, okay, yes.
Yo, that game looks incredible. And then I watched like 4 more hours of lore videos and stuff about the Fear and Hunger and Fear and Hunger 2 Termina. And those games are incredible. I will not play them.
Very scary and disturbing. I
There,
actually might give them a try.
there's a lot of PPs in there and a lot of hoo-haws. But I think they're done for like effect. Like in the second game, minor spoilers, where like 14 people are in the paranormal battle royale, and some of them are like, I don't know if this is real, or like it might be like a chemical weapons attack. And then you fight the woodsman, who is just like a man wearing a coat and nothing else, and his PP is grossly mutated, and then his PP falls off, grows legs, and attacks you. And you're like, yeah, that's a good symbol of we're not in fun. We're in the bad times. It's gotten real bad real fast. Yeah, but those games are really cool. Those games are incredibly cool. I think, but yeah, there's a lot of wild stuff in there. There's a lot of like high concept things that I feel like I want to talk about because they're right up my alley of things I think are amazing, but it's like spoiler, so I can't.
Getting into Area 2 or Area 3 or beyond.
Listen, it's simple. We just say next week is going to be a spoiler cast for Fear and Hunger.
Yeah, and I'll just drop hundreds of hours into it.
No, I don't want to do that because
everything-
no one's gonna actually like. I want to ruin the
Gonna
experience.
break.
Because like I haven't watched anything about it, so I can't even talk about it at all.
Oh, it's
Yeah, well, hey, what have you been watching, Drew?
Well, I was gonna ask, have you guys watched any of the like any streams or played any Meet Your Maker?
I have not.
Oh, I've not.
It is-
That's the game where it's like you make your own levels and people go through them.
Yeah,
And, like, vice
it's
versa,
Mario
right?
Maker. It's Mario Maker, but it's Doom.
Ooh. Okay. That actually seems really interesting.
Yeah. And so I think it might still be in early access. I've only watched like Jeff Gershman play it. And it's one of those where just watching someone else play it, you start thinking about like, well, how would I build this level? What would I do with this level?
Yeah,
And,
I feel I have not done that. I got my level making out of my system with Mario Maker.
It's good because there's a lot of there's not really that much game news too, so this is perfect.
Oh well, I did try out. I've started playing Horizon Zero Dawn 2, and that game's pretty good.
Oh, it's great.
I think it has a bad tutorial because the tutorial really wants you to stealth stuff, and if you don't, then like the stuff attacks you, and you don't feel really as powerful as you should. But once you leave the tutorial zone and you can actually put your like points into like your bow and arrow, it kind of like goes back to normal, and you're like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
The tutorial was saying like you got to stealth kill this little weasel robot,
Yeah.
and you're like, if you don't, it gets bad. But then you just
you're like, I don't like stealth killing.
When you get a little further in the game, we'll talk about it because there's some other stuff that happens
all right.
that I think is interesting to talk about at least.
Yeah, because like, but so far I like it, and I do like stealth killing. I'm a huge fan of stealth killing.
Right.
That's why I was disappointed with the Redfall because you took Arcane Studios, who exclusively makes games about sneaking around with powers, and you told them to make like Far Cry with no sneaking around and powers, and I'm like, no.
Oh my gosh, that
Revolutionary.
I originally was like, oh, this will be okay, and then it just slowly starts getting worse and worse as I see more of the game.
It feels that game feels like it was one like remade 3 times in development, and corporate man just kept showing up and saying we need a live service.
It is what the kids would call mid.
It just like it looks that game and the Suicide Squad are like the same thing happened. Where you took a developer who makes game type A, and then corporate was like, we need a online, always online loot first person shooter. We need our Destiny. So you guys are gonna make Destiny now. And then they kind of couldn't.
And Phil Spencer says, look, we fucked up, I'm sorry.
I did watch that interview where he was just on there
great.
saying like, we messed up, we're bad. Even if we make like 11 out of 10 games, they're not going to buy an Xbox no more. I was like, oh man, punished Phil Spencer.
Yep.
But he's also like 100% right. I think you need 4. I think you need like 4 9 to 10 out of 10 games to make me consider getting a console.
But that's the other problem too now of like anything Xbox on the Xbox now is never going to be exclusive. It's always going to be on PC too.
Yeah. Even if it was like a timed exclusive, like it has to be something where it's on there, but it's of such a it's like a weird catch-22. Like you need to have your exclusive, but it has to be something where like, yeah, unless my computer can run it.
Like I don't know what it is because I think about like realistically, I know Netflix is more than $100 a year. You know, it's like whatever it costs right now. Like even it's more than 10, so that's more than 120 a year. But my brain is just like that looks like $10 a month. That's like nothing. And then Xbox Game Pass, I'm like, that's like $150. I don't even know what it actually costs, but that's what my brain says it costs, and I'm like, that's a lot. That's too much.
Well, it's how much games are you playing, and how many games are on there that you're like, yo, I'm going, because like if you can't
streaming a movie or TV show, you just put it on in the background. You cannot do that with a game.
No, you need to like if that's your primary thing, you're in. It's great. Like it's a great deal if you are churning through games like I was in college, where like I had the disposable income and I would just buy video games and play through them. Like I was churning. I have a lot of Xbox 360 cases. Then like Xbox Game Pass is incredible. But now we're getting to the point where I'll be like, I'll play one game like in 2 months.
Yep.
Honestly, yeah. I don't know.
I watched the Autopsy of Jane Doe.
How's that?
That is a movie where like I can see the rewrites and changes they need to make to it to make it much better.
Oh, I love those kind of movies.
But I'm watching it and I'm like, this is a Kevin-ass movie. Like, it opens with the police at this like house where all these grisly murders have happened, and then they just find a half-buried corpse in the basement, and they bring it to like get autopsies, and like the outside of the corpse is pristine and clean, and as they cut into it, it's like, huh, the lungs have severe smoke damage, like 3rd-degree burns level smoke damage. And it's them just looking at all these weird, like, internal things and trying to figure out what's going on with this corpse. And it's the SCP, like, science meeting magic bullshit that I know Kevin likes.
I do like that a lot. I also, yeah. No, you go, you keep talking.
But then it just delves a little too much. It's also from the same guy who did Troll Hunter, which I like Troll Hunter. But like it just it falls a little too in line to standard Hollywood movie at some point, and it's just kind
Okay,
of
I could see
disappointing.
where like I just looked kind of at the plot synopsis and kind of like where it goes, and I'm like, okay, I see kind of where it goes. And
Yeah,
You're saying with like a few more rewrites, this would be really good.
I think
yeah,
I'm gonna call it a syndrome of like this is not the twist of that movie, but just in general, I'm gonna call it. And it turns out it was a demon from hell,
yeah.
where you're just like, oh, it's like it's or because like a lot of the horror movies, like, oh, it's just this weird monster and this weird thing. Oh, it was a demon from hell and it wants to
Yeah.
eat your soul. It's like I don't care.
Like they
That's
just
not
kind of
scary. The demon
Yeah.
from hell is not scary.
but so that's the thing where like the spoilers for a 2014 movie, 2016 movie, um, like it gets into like, oh, we have to beat her with love.
Oh
And,
no.
yeah, and like that's what I'm so tired of in like any kind of like haunting or whatever. Like that's why I tweeted it earlier. I wanted to be like, no, my life sucks. I'm full of hate and rage and anger, and it is more than hers.
Yeah, or just like, no, it's not gonna work. Just bail. Just leave.
I want that to happen. It's like we got to be with love, and they go down there like we love you, we're not afraid of you anymore, and then just someone gets brutally murdered by it, and then I'd clap.
Well, maybe watch the autopsy of Jane Doe.
I also
Okay.
want I also don't like the converse where just like, yo, you made Sadako upset, you're now dead. You can't stop it. Like there has to be some way out.
Okay, so I do like the original Ring, where it's like, okay, you went through this whole ordeal more than anyone else, and got to the origins of the Ring. But no, you're still gonna die because you didn't do the inane ritual that she demands you to do to live.
Yeah.
Well, to me, as long as there's like, it's the way of there has to be a way out, and it's possible.
Yeah.
If
I
there's,
like for there just not to be a way to beat them, just a way out.
yeah, like a way out. There has
Yeah.
to be a solution. It's just,
Yeah.
it's like if I wake
'Cause
up,
Otherwise, it's not scary.
no, it's
It's
upsetting.
depressing, but not scary.
I wouldn't be thrilled. I wouldn't be thrilled if you locked me into like the Saul chamber, and it just starts filling with like PP acid, and I'm like, well, this is it.
That's it.
Well, no, Kevin, he specifically gives you a way out. You're
Well,
gonna have to drink the PP acid.
Yeah, but then they're gonna, yeah, but that's not a
And say,
good
yum,
way
yum,
out.
yum, I love the PP acid.
But then was there one of them where like the person messed up of like Jigsaw's teachings and didn't do a way out? It was just like
Yeah.
murder.
Yeah, it was actually just like, nope.
I want
Because
you to be able to enjoy your life, so I'm gonna
Because
kill
I-
you.
Because I think the victim even like technically gets the key or whatever. Like they actually do it, and then it's like it just doesn't unlock the thing. It's like, oh, this is garbage.
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
I think I would go immediately from being scared to just being inordinately angry.
Like I'm only mad I'm about to die right now, so I can't kick your butt.
Better hope I'm not gonna haunt you.
I
So-
do like the idea, like you do the jigsaw puzzle, and then you find out like your own way of like bettering yourself, but it's different from jigsaw, so you die no matter what.
So one of the things of Fear and Hunger 2 Termina that is not just a demon. This is like not a spoiler. It's just kind of like a thing that a concept where like monsters, because I think the first one's like in medieval times, and then the second one is like in the 40s, and there's the idea that monsters have gone extinct, but the ideas of monsters remain. So then they start getting put back together with the parts we have laying around. So it's kind of like, well, we don't have a chimera, but we do have this this villager and a couple of dogs.
Close enough.
We can make our new one. And I'm like, oh, that's cool.
The Martha Stewart.
I
of
like the
monster
idea.
making.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool ideas in those games. I'm like, oh man, where it's not just the demon from hell.
I don't know, Kevin. The demon from hell is scary.
He is from hell. The demon from hell wants to get you.
Spooky, no, spooky clowns scare me.
The spooky clown. I don't know. I think spooky clown scare me is better than demon from hell.
And it'd be a clown from heck.
Okay.
HE double hockey sticks.
Yeah, like the
Yes.
Home for Infinite
The
Losers.
Home for Infinite Losers.
Losers.
The Home for Infinite Losers is more of a distressing concept than hell.
Yeah.
Like, imagine you die, and it's like the Weenie Hut Juniors of Laughter Lives. There's heaven, there's hell, and then you're like the loser one. Like it's like you're not getting tormented from all eternity, but your torment is that you're like, yeah, you kind of suck.
Yeah. All right, I gotta go on that one.
All right, see you
Okay.
later. Have a good
See
one.
ya.
Bye.
Yeah.
Later days.